Yeah! What's up, everybody? Welcome to the late night show on Happy Beard Games. Today we are continuing our Let's Play style video of Disney's The Lion King for my favorite console, the Super Nintendo. And this game is awesome. It's a lot of fun to revisit and go back and play through. And so far it's gone pretty smoothly. We skipped level 2 using the cheat code BARRY, that's B-A-R-R-Y, on the controller on the options menu to choose level select. So we're skipping level 2 for reasons why. You have to check out the last video. And basically, I highly recommend skipping level 2. If you can beat it once, that's good enough for me. Just skip it if you're doing a long playthrough. It'll just save you a lot of time. And patience. And pain. So now we're moving on to the next level of the game, the Elephant Graveyard, which is stage 3 of The Lion King on Super Nintendo. Alright, it starts. Jumping into the Elephant Graveyard with young Simba in The Lion King. Now it's really cool, these hyenas come out of the background. You gotta dodge them. Oh wow, that was weird. And then jump on them. You dodge them, then you jump on them. When they're basically like they get tired out. And that's the big shtick with the hyena enemies, is that they get tired after attacking you and then... oh, I missed something. And did you see what I just did there? I grabbed a bad bug. Yes, a bad bug. There are bugs that you eat in this game to regain your health, and there's bad bugs that'll lower your health too, which is really bad because you don't want to lose health, but it's also bad because it's like, okay, why would a healing item suddenly be swapped with a poisoning item? So I don't like that. It's a tricky thing in this game that you gotta look out for, so just kind of try to remember what bugs are good and what bugs are bad. This one right here is a good bug. I just picked up the golden one. And we just died. But that was a little easy mistake. Let's start this over. Now because I didn't make it to any checkpoints or anything like that, we have to do everything over again. But for some reason, you don't have to fight those hyenas again. At the very start of the level, they're only triggered like once. So now I can jump over this thing and grab that, which is another healthy bug. I don't know why there's two healthy bugs next to each other near the start of the game. Like, why do you need to heal at the very start of the level? There's the bad bug, once again. Now what you gotta do here is, this level's filled with lots of little traps and hazards. Like lots of pitfalls, you know what I mean? There is a way to get up there, but I'm not sure how to do it. Do I just run off here? Let's figure this out. There we go. Then I can jump up there and get another big bug. Was that a bad bug or a big bug? I think that bug expanded my health. I could be wrong about that. I'll have to check that in the recordings. It's hard to tell when you're actually playing. You'd be surprised at like how gradual the increases are in health and stuff like that. It's weird. Yeah, you have to be really careful and grab these little bones like right on the perfect spot. And then swing automatically, and then depending on where you're pressing the jump button as you swing, you will, well, that's how you get through there. Weird. I didn't know that, but you can roll through the cages if you do the roll like you rolled in the other levels to destroy porcupines and other enemies. You can roll to destroy the cages, so let's skip through this. This way I can double check what that big bug actually did, and the big bug's gone. I think the big bug expanded my health or maybe hurt me. I could be wrong. It's one of those two. It definitely doesn't... I thought it was a big heal. Get out of the way, hyena. You don't have to swing on all of them in that area. You can just go right up to the edge and then swing. That is the stock sound effect of the crows in this game, Legend of Zelda Ocarina of Time, and a lot of other N64 games. And I just realized that they use that sound effect for the vultures in the game The Lion King. This one's pretty hard to get up. I don't really know what's up here, actually. So we're going to play around a little bit, just to see if I can get up there, and if I can't, then it's like, what's the point? But, there's a way to get up there. And I don't know how to do it, really. I know you jump backwards here, and then you try to grab onto it, but it's like, it's so precise that like you can't really do it unless you know, unless you've like done it before, if you're really lucky, I guess. I don't know, that seems like there's a way to get up there, doesn't it? Like, I should be able to grab the same bone, the same way that I'm grabbing this bone, and make my way up there, but there's no way to do it. Yeah, I don't know how to get up there, but there is a way to get up there. Oh, you have to roll, okay. Now this part gets harder later in the game. You basically press diagonal in the direction you want to go, and spam the jump button as fast as you can. During those sequences where you're climbing up a wall with the claws, like basically you're hanging off a ledge, that kind of stuff, you want to press diagonal and spam the button as fast as you can, because... Wait, let's check what's down here. If you hold down, you can see what's below you. Okay, we made it to the checkpoint, halfway through the level. Not too bad once you know what you're doing. But this part right here coming up is probably the hardest part of the level, and that is you have to climb the cliff wall back and forth like we did earlier, except this time there's water that comes up and it'll poison you and kill you instantly. So we gotta be really careful with that. And I love this idle animation too, by the way. The key to do it is to grab the one behind Simba first, because it won't trigger the water as fast as it does on the other one. And you gotta go. You gotta get out of there. You can wait and like try to get up to that bug, but it's like, why? It's too much of a risk just for some health. I still haven't really figured a good way to fight these crows when they're flying. If you can kill them before they start flying, that's good, but... Yeah, or just run past them like I'm doing right now. Like, you know what? I don't want to fight you crows. I just want to... Oh no! Oh my god! You know what happened, guys? We're gonna have to kill ourselves. Sorry, Simba. You're gonna have to die. You know what happened? I clipped through the level, and I would have been back at the, like, basically earlier than the checkpoint if I had continued playing at that part. So yeah, that kind of sucked. We didn't die, but we had to die because I clipped through the level and it put me back way too far. This level's kind of like a maze and it overlaps on each other. Yeah, let's get out of there. Oh, well, I was doing pretty good with the killing the crows and killing the vultures. So you gotta be like right on there. Grab that health bug. Woo! There's a 1-up up there. Right, do I really want the 1-up? No! No! It wasn't worth it, Simba! No! It's a trap! Oh my god! Wow, that was not worth it. Not only did I not get the 1-up, I just fell right through that little obstacle. Those springy, bouncy things, whatever they call it, like a rope or like a trampoline. There we go. Those things, they don't last very long. Oh, well, you have to hit the birds that fly twice in a row. It's like a double attack. Let's grab that bug and get out of here. Just skip those hyenas. I'm not even going to try to get the 1-up. I don't care. I just want to beat the level. No! Dude, if I clip through that again, I'd have to do the whole level again. Now, this part's kind of hard because I got to defeat the hyenas. Ah, what? See, they can hurt you even if they're not attacking you, which is one of those things that video game characters always do. But I jumped on one, and I didn't realize they were both inside each other. And so I died because one of them was ready to be attacked. But even just jumping on the head of one that's not ready to be attacked, like one that's still attacking you, can kill you. Gotta be a little more careful here. Yeah, you can ram into the you can ram into the these things too. I didn't know that. The more you know, the more you know. Okay, this freaking vulture is gone now. Apparently, I was like, okay, vulture, it's you and me, buddy. We're going in the ring. We'll just beat this real quick. Okay, when you beat the hyenas, then you can get through and beat the level. It's kind of like the first level's boss, so there's a hyena, but there's 3 hyenas. And then there's Scar saying kill him. And we'll go on to the next level after this short minigame. I'm not sure what these minigames do, but you gotta pick up bugs in like a kind of pseudo Space Invader style, or Breakout style almost. Do I get extra lives? I've never made it this far on Timon and Pumbaa level. Oh my god. We beat like a whole first wave. I didn't know there was waves. Dude, Pumbaa, you're gonna get dummy thick. How many bugs did I get? You usually get 4. Oh my god, I got 43! What?! We're gonna move on with a movie review. And I do want to point out there is spoilers for this movie, so if you haven't seen this movie yet, I highly recommend checking it out first. While the last episode we talked about The Lion King in association with having The Lion King as our Let's Play, today we're talking about something completely different, and that movie is Risky Business. Risky Business is an awesome movie. This 1983 film centers around a 17-year-old boy played by actor Tom Cruise. In this movie, he has recurring dreams about having not only a beautiful girlfriend, but missing out on his college because of having that beautiful girlfriend. So he's nervous about meeting girls because it'll ruin his college that he desperately wants to go to. I'm a big fan of, and I love the movies from the early to mid 1980s, such as The Breakfast Club, Weird Science, Back to School, and of course Risky Business. Risky Business is a little different than those. It's more adult, it's rated R. It has some really adult scenes in it, including sex and nudity. But at its core, what is this movie about? The basic plot of Risky Business is that Tom Cruise's character's parents go on vacation for a while, out of town, out of state. And Tom Cruise is left alone at home. Now, first off, he starts dancing around. Yes, you know that scene. He jumps on the couch, old time rock and roll. You know the song, you know the scene, but you might not know the movie. During the early scenes of this movie, Tom Cruise's friend comes over and decides to help him get lucky, so he calls him a prostitute from the local newspaper ad. Which, keep in mind, this character's 17 years old. So that's a little weird, and this movie would not fly in today's standards. But, for an 80s movie, it does work. And so he calls the prostitute arrives, it turns out it's not what they expected, but then the prostitute's actually pretty nice, so she gives him a phone number to call for a prostitute that this person believes that Tom Cruise would like. So eventually Tom Cruise does call that girl. And when he calls her, she comes over, of course. The next morning, Tom Cruise wakes up and he finds that he can't afford the prostitute, and she's still there. So eventually she steals something from him when he's at school. He comes back, he can't find her, he can't find the thing that she stole from him. He sets out to find her, and he finds her with her manager, the pimp. They have a big car chase at night. It's pretty cool. Once they're back at Tom Cruise's house, she stays the night for a while, and she won't leave. She keeps on staying. Eventually, things happen where she becomes his girlfriend, and also, at the same time, he becomes the manager. So Tom Cruise is essentially a pimp for all these women and all of his buddies from high school. They're all coming over to the house. Even someone from one of the colleges that he wants to go to, Princeton, comes over. Risky Business is a movie that seems like it should have more comedy or humor in it. That's not a complaint, that's just an observation. I felt like this movie was going to have more jokes and more of that 80s cheese, but it doesn't really. It plays it pretty seriously. And while it might not be the most realistic interpretation of this kind of experience, I mean, things happen in this that probably wouldn't happen very likely in real life. But it does take itself pretty seriously from the perspective of a 17-year-old high schooler that wants desperately to go to college, but at the same time doesn't mind taking some risks and becoming a manager of these prostitutes, falling in love, getting a girlfriend, going on a big adventure actually. And you know, the tagline of the movie is, there's a time for playing it safe and a time for risky business. And that's something that Tom Cruise's character learns by the end of the movie. Risky Business is a movie that I'd highly recommend to fans of early 80s coming-of-age teen comedies and teen movies in general. It has action, it has romance, it has a little bit of humor, and it has a unique story. And did I mention, it has an awesome soundtrack. That's how I found this movie. I listened to the soundtrack by Tangerine Dream, and I loved it so much that I had to check out the movie associated with it. The song Love on a Real Train, which has an important part of the movie towards the end, is played frequently throughout the movie, and the music is really good throughout, and I'm really happy that I found this movie through the soundtrack. That's another one that I found through the soundtrack. Like, I think I found Blade Runner that way too. But anyways, Risky Business, great movie. Check it out. I got 43 bugs on Timon and Pumbaa. What the heck? I've never done anything close to as good as that before. Now we're continuing on. I'm going to do this stage in this video too. This is the Stampede stage, obviously. And I don't know why, but like, what's the point of the Timon and Pumbaa level? Just on that weird note, because I was so shocked at how good I did on it. Does it give you anything at all? Like, what is the point of the Timon and Pumbaa stage? I got 43 bugs, which was hard. And this one's gonna take a little while. But look at my lives. I don't have any. I didn't gain anything from doing the Timon and Pumbaa level. I have 2 lives. It's like the same lives or less lives than I had before. Like, what? Is that because I used the cheat? Or like, what the heck happened? Like, I didn't gain anything from doing the minigame. Normally minigames give you like bonus lives or like some kind of like expansion or something like that. The item. Well, now we can put aside the Timon and Pumbaa level, which is crazy. Very crazy. So now we're doing the Stampede. Again. The Stampede level's pretty cool. I love the way that it looks very cinematic, and it's very different than the other levels, but it's not like a BS level like the... Well, there's a little bit of BS, actually. But it's not BS like the, I Can't Wait to Be King. Did I get hit? Oh, I didn't make the ouch sound, or maybe I didn't hear it. Because I thought I did get hit, and I did get hit, but I thought that I didn't. For some reason. Yeah, I didn't make the ouch last time. Weird. So basically what you're doing is you're on a lane, and these other animals are running into you. The wildebeest are running into Simba from behind, so you're going to dodge them left and right, just by moving left and right on the D-pad. You can jump as well over the rocks, and if they flash, they get closer, so it's like a warning of how close the rocks are to Simba. And we gotta try this a few more times, because we gotta beat this level. It's not too hard, it doesn't go on as long as you might think. It always ends shortly after, I think, the question mark rock. That's what the BS part is. There's a part where one of the rocks has a question mark on it, like you don't know what's coming up. We're not too far in this level so far, but it's not a very long level. It's a cool level too, and it's very memorable. And by the way, this is not the last level where you're young Simba. There's actually a couple more. At least 2 more. So it's always hard for me to get the rock. Like, get over the rock. There we go. You gotta get right. There's the question mark rock. I think there's a couple question mark rocks, because, like, there's, like, a time where it's, like... That's, like, the checkpoint, and then there's, like, one that's, like, right before the end, I think. You can jump sideways, too. And sometimes it's hard to know when a wildebeest is actually going to come and get you. It's kind of on a pattern. It is on a pattern, I'm pretty sure. It's the same pattern every time, too. Got a couple more health. Yeah, I don't know. It's hard, it's hard. Now let's see what happens when I die here. Because when I used this cheat code last time, I didn't have any continues. This is going to make it harder, because for some reason I had, like, infinite continues. Last time I played this as, like, a test run, because I beat this game the other day. Or I beat this level the other day, and now it's, like, it's not. It was kind of weird. It was, like, every, like... I might have done something differently with the cheat or something, because when I used that level skip cheat, it gave me, like, 2 lives. Instead I had 2 lives the entire time. And, like, every time I died, the lives would not go down. And every time I picked up a 1-up, the lives would go up, but then they'd reset to 2 and be stuck at 2 again. So I don't know what happened there. It might be, like, a separate cheat, or, like, a separate part of the cheat, because there were some options for the cheat menu. So let's take a little time to play this a little bit quietly, so I can actually beat it. There we go. That's the Stampede stage of The Lion King. A very iconic, Very cinematic, well drawn, well animated, well designed stage. It's almost like a mini game though, but it's a good transitioning point. It works as both a mini game and a transitioning point because it's like kind of like that halfway point, a changing point in Simba's life. It's the scene where Mufasa dies and then Simba sees it and he feels guilty for it, so he leaves the Pride Lands. And that's what this stage is Simba running away from the Pride Lands. And in the game, it's kind of weird. They don't show Mufasa too much in the game. They show him at the start on Pride Rock, and then they leave out the Mufasa death. There's no cutscenes showing him die. There's not too many cutscenes in this game. I feel like if this game were to be improved in one way, they should add some cutscenes. Like Super Star Wars had those cutscenes in between the levels, letting you know about the story. This doesn't really have hardly any story in it. It has those little cutscenes where Scar is chasing Simba, but there's nothing about Mufasa. So it's kind of weird they left that out, because that's an important part of the story. But the way the game was designed, it still kind of works, because that's a short level that you kind of get the idea that there's a transitioning point, but you don't get the full impact because you don't know the whole story. If you've seen the movie, which I'm sure everyone who's played this game has seen the movie, then you know what to expect and what's going on with Simba. If you like this video, please be sure to leave it a like, leave me a comment, share it with your friends, subscribe today for more classic gaming goodness, and you can support me on my Ko-fi page. You can check me out on Instagram and Twitter, also on YouTube. Alright everybody, bye and good night.